Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's growth call with Pi Day 2019. My name is Steve Jane, and looks like there's no one else on the call so far, but I think people might be joining in over the next few minutes. So we hold these growth calls every week to discuss, at this time, to discuss how the Bisq network has been doing and what we can do to further its growth even more. We like to think of Bisq as the only true decentralized Bitcoin exchange where you can trade Bitcoin for other cryptocurrencies or fiat currencies without sacrificing your privacy or your security, and in a way that you can be confident will be around for a while. The software is designed to be as resistant to censorship as possible, to be as resilient as possible. And of course, that's why you have software you have to download. It's a peer-to-peer architecture. And yeah, so if you want to learn more about Bisq itself, there's should be a link in the description to the introduction in our docs for you to learn more. For this call, if you are if you're watching on YouTube, you're free to join us on Hangout if you'd like. I put the link to the Hangouts in the YouTube chat. Otherwise, feel free to post your comments and questions in the chat, and we'll respond as we can. For this call, I think it's going to be pretty short and to the point. Just a couple of items I want to cover, but feel free to propose items you want to cover. I want to mainly talk about the market overview, just briefly go over that. There's not too much to talk about there. I want to talk about DAO testing. The new proposal phase, a new voting cycle and proposal phase just started. And I also want to solicit feedback on communications, on docs, on videos, and just make another call for bloggers for our new blogging initiative. So with that, let's get started on the market overview. This month so far has been not so strong. We're going to maybe hit 2 million in US dollar volume this month. I believe last month was about 2.4. Yes, about 2.4. So numbers are a little bit down. We had a very strong Monero spike earlier this month, but unfortunately that spike didn't last. Sometimes it lasts a little bit longer and increases numbers a bit. But yeah, we're I guess so far past couple of months been quite focused on the DAO from a communication standpoint, and so I think as that gets closer to launch, I think we can maybe focus a little bit more on ramping up messaging, general messaging through the blog and videos and other channels to boost liquidity and boost volume. So that's what I want to talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, that's the market overview. Like I said, not too much to talk about there, unless anybody has any comments. Let me check. Okay. Next item, DAO testing. So as I mentioned, the last voting cycle is that started last week is now over. A new voting cycle has started. And so if you participated in that cycle, I want to just encourage you to fill out the survey for feedback. Very, very helpful. We, there's no, there's very little or actually probably no analytics in the background on the Bisq software itself. So it's virtually impossible for the developers to know if there were any issues or if you encountered any issues from a usability standpoint. So please, I'm going to put the link to the survey in the chat right there. It's a Google survey. If you could please just, it's just, I think, 4 quick questions. Yeah, when you get a minute or two, just fill it out, and it really help us out to make sure that the launch goes as smoothly as possible. Oh, and I should mention there's a reward. So feedback means so much to us that we we're giving a 20 BSQ reward for folks who fill out the survey. So just keep that in mind. Third thing I want to cover today is feedback on communications. Like I said, so far we've been, for the past couple of months, very focused on DAO-related communications. So we've, DAO documentation, DAO videos, blog posts as well. Yeah, if there's anything that you would like to see in terms of DAO-related communications or really anything else, I saw a couple people mention in the past few days. One person mentioned that the payment methods documentation was a bit lacking, so that's something I'm going to look at. One person on Slack recently just mentioned the deposit is not, how the deposit is calculated is not very well articulated anywhere, and I believe that just changed with the new release. I believe it's now a percentage-based deposit based on the size of the trade, so that should be documented somewhere as well. So if there are any holes like that that you would like to see, that to smoothen your experience with Bisq, please feel free to let us know here in the comments, or if anything comes to you, over the course of the future, just tweet or Slack or post on the forum or whatever is helpful or easiest for you. It would really help us to know. Yeah, and with videos, I think so far we've tended to do very somewhat lengthy videos. The growth calls tend to be kind of 30, 40 plus minutes usually, and a lot of the other videos we've posted are on the long side. So I've tried over the past few weeks to do shorter videos. So the DAO series I did was, I think, 3 to 5 minutes on average per video, so you could just quickly just bomb through each video and get what you need, learn what you need to know. I also made a quick 90-second video on DAO testing for folks to just kind of see it in as succinct a manner as possible. So if there are any other topics, kind of like documentation, that you'd like to see but would prefer to have in video form, also please let us know, and we'll try to make that happen. And I guess 2 more items on communication. So there's events that we've been doing. So I was at the MIT Bitcoin Expo this past weekend. It was a total blast. Had a great time. Met some people that I only ever see on Twitter, that I highly respect, that know a lot more about the field than me. It was incredible to meet them and talk about Bitcoin, talk about what they're doing, talk about Bisq, and yeah, so it was a great time. The video for the panel I was on should be online, I'm told, by this weekend. So as soon as that goes online, I'll tweet it out and let you know, so you can check it out. I'm told it was a good conversation. I really hate seeing myself on camera, so I'm just gonna take other people's word for it that it was good, and just pass it on to you. And yeah, last item, want to make a call for bloggers. We've done this before, had pretty good response, but I just want to reiterate that if you have any thoughts on Bisq, any maybe why you like Bisq, why you use it, why what you find interesting about it, or some aspect of the software. It could be technical, it could be not technical. Any aspect of Bisq that you think would be interesting to write about, or interesting for other people to read about, to learn about Bisq, or learn a new perspective about the space or Bitcoin, or it's really open-ended. Basically, if you have an idea, just get in touch with us. The link, Runa is in charge of this initiative, and she posted, give me 1 second, I'm going to find she posted a document recently on the details of the process that we've refined over the course of the past few weeks to make it easier to collaborate. Here we go. I just put it in the chat. Check that link. if you're interested, and we would love to hear from you. Okay. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Like I said, pretty short to the point. Just wanted to talk about the market, DAO testing. If you tested in the last cycle, please feel free to test again. You can never test too much. If you have not tested the DAO yet, please feel free to do so. There is a doc on our docs page, as well as a video to detail the process. So I'll put those in the YouTube description as soon as the call is over, so you can have a quick link to that. You will need to request test BSQ and test Bitcoin, but just just drop us a line on Slack, and someone will send you, a contributor will send you some, so that you can make a proposal and vote and test the DAO for yourself. So, and then of course, communications. If you have any feedback there, please please feel free to let us know there as well. And it could be any form, written docs, videos, if you want to help out with the blog, or if you have any ideas for events, more events, either in person or interviews, podcasts, things like that, would really help to know. So I'll wait. I'm done for my side. I'll wait a couple of seconds if anybody on the call has anything they'd like to add or ask. And if not, looks like we'll come to a close here. I want to thank everybody for joining, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here again next week. Take care.